bosses that I did not do, and going through the first part of the High Wall of Lothric. So the first thing we're going to go do is go kill that Titanite Lizard, because he completely and utterly humiliated me the last time we played, and that's unacceptable. Although there is a chance he will completely and utterly humiliate me again. Gotta try. In case you're wondering, it has been a couple days since I last streamed, because I've actually been playing Uncharted, the Nathan Drake collection. Because Uncharted 4 is out now, I think, and I've never played an Uncharted game, and I have a PlayStation, so that's kind of like blasphemy. I always had every intention of playing Uncharted. It's just one of those games you're like, oh, I think I'd like that game, and you mean to play it, but you never actually play it. Kind of like Final Fantasy 13 is another game like that for me. Well, not 13, I mean 13, but 13-2 and Lightning Returns. Keep telling myself I'm going to play them, and then I never do. I don't know why that is, it's just, I just never do. Did not mean to do that. Ouch. Alright, now we need to heal. This is not going well to start out. I actually did not know what the charge right trigger was for that. If I had known it was that, I wouldn't. Alright, so we're out of essence already. This is not looking very good. I do know if we get enough damage on this guy, you can get like a stagger. And then you can get like a critical strike. Looks like I just missed it there though. We're probably not gonna be winning on this one. I'm gonna be honest. But it's not over till it's over. It's just kind of like, for me, he moves with, oh. I thought I got the critical there when he reared back. I should have dodged. He moves so weird for me. He's all over the place. Doesn't cover up the fact that, you know, you destroyed me, but he's one of those things that I struggle with early on in the game. There comes a point in this game, though, you get to a point where you kind of like get, I want to say, like, kind of, and then once you're in that rhythm, you're good to go. Sorry, I had to check my phone. For instance, like, I know usually, like, for my first playthrough, I was kind of like, I was a warrior character, I'm like, for a while I was like, I hate my character, like, this is not what I want my character to be like. And then after a while, you know, I found Fallen Knight armor, I got my hands on the Great Sword, which was relatively early on in the game. Once I got all that stuff, I was like, okay, now we're doing good. Once I got my Great Sword, and, you know, really started, like, getting a handle on the timing on it and everything, that's when I was like, okay, this game isn't so bad. I think a lot of people are like that with Dark Souls. That first playthrough can give you some trouble, but once you play through it a couple times, you start to know where all the items that you like are at. I gotta really stop getting greedy right there. It just gets a whole lot easier. I feel like everybody has like that one boss that they're like, I fought that guy, he made me give up on Dark Souls. me, the first time I played Dark Souls was Dark Souls 1. But Dark Souls 1 had been out for a while. Like, I believe Dark Souls 2 was out when I played Dark Souls 1. We're gonna keep fighting this guy until we beat him, because eventually I'll get a handle on him. But yeah, I believe Dark Souls 1 was out. Dark Souls 2 was out when I played Dark Souls 1, and I played Dark Souls 1 all the way up until I ran into the Capra Demon. And I think after he destroyed me a certain number of times, I was like, fuck these games. And I stopped playing Dark Souls for a long time. It wasn't until my younger brother, he was only a year younger by the way, I was looking and I actually booted up Dark Souls one day and I was like, oh, my younger brother must have been playing because I didn't make this character. Well, the character was level 55 and he hadn't killed Capra Demon either, which makes me wonder how he got to level 55. They showed me this really cool farming spot. Playing Dark Souls 1 for a while, you probably already know what it is, but it's where Moonlight Butterfly is. Not Moonlight, where Sif is, the Great Grey Wolf. Those NPC people that fight you over there, you can actually make them kill themselves. And they're all worth, like, I think each run nets like 8,000 souls or something like that. And he actually farmed up to like level 55. So my brother's like level 55, like, hadn't even been to Anne Orlando yet. He hadn't even killed Darkwood. Like, there's like minimal bosses killed at that point in the game for him. There we go, there's the critical attack. But, actually, I think I'm doing a lot better without the lock on. There are certain enemies in this game that you shouldn't lock on to. Because you're just gonna do monumentally better not locking on. Just got it. This might be it. This might be the run. I don't want to jinx it. Ooh. That would have been it by. And let's finish this. This guy has caused me way more grief than I wanted. But it is worth it to kill him early. He does drop 4,000 souls, which is literally more than the tutorial boss. I guess you could say he is the real boss of the tutorial area. Just like everybody doesn't consider the final boss. At least I don't consider the final boss to be the true final boss of Dark Souls 3. Like, in my opinion, you haven't killed Nameless King, you haven't beaten Dark Souls 3. Because Nameless King is, to me, monumentally harder than the final boss of Dark Souls 3. The final boss of Dark Souls 3 is like, I want to say like medium difficulty. He's not too easy to where you're like, oh man, this guy's a pushover. But he's not hard enough to where you're like, oh, this is just brutal, I don't know how I'm gonna beat this type thing. We actually beat that without taking a hit on there, so flawless victory. I hate Mortal Kombat. I hate 2D fighters. I hate all of them. I can't think of any 2D fighters that I like. Like, I'll play them, but I'm not good at them. I probably could get good at them if I played them enough. But I don't see myself doing that. Now, I do play fighters, but I'm more of like a Ultimate Ninja Storm or like Dragon Ball Z, like 3D fighters. Like, if you ask me who my favorite Street Fighter character is, I'm probably gonna tell you Chun-Li because that's like the only Street Fighter character that I know that's not Ryu. Most of my Street Fighter knowledge comes from watching Low Tier God on YouTube. Like, if it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't even really give a shit about Street Fighter, but he makes it fun to watch. So, we're gonna try and pretty much like explore every area to the best. We're gonna explore it to the best of my knowledge. So if I miss stuff, I'm sorry. I'm showing you guys what I know everything is to the best of my knowledge. This glove is starting to throw off a little bit. Not enough to where I'm going to keep it. But he heal? I did not know that guy could heal. I'm thinking the first weapon I'm going to want to get is, I know where the broadsword is. I kind of like that weapon. I hate the range on it, but I have no intention of fighting the second boss with this club, so I'll probably go out to the handmaiden and see what weapons she sells and maybe snag something off her. See if I can pull this kick off on this guy. Oh, excuse me. Did that wrong. Okay, I'll probably get it next time. So, in case you guys are wondering, I was actually hitting the evade and let's that guy. So this area right here, especially since I'm gonna assume, unlike me, most of you are not going to pick a revive. You should have no real trouble with this, and I die as I say that. I was trying to heal. You should have no real trouble with these beginning area enemies. I guess maybe the little mini bosses should give you trouble, but if I could do it with a level 1 deprived character, you can do it with like a level 10 or whatever character. And you're also going to see me do this a lot once we've fully explored an area, or we already know where everything is. I'll probably just run past everybody, because mainly we're going to be item hunting in this playthrough. Just kind of like looking through every area, picking up whatever we can find. And, pretty much sums it up what we're going to be doing this playthrough. So, grab these. Those are essential. So, what I like to do with enemies when I get them in a horde is lure them away from wherever I found them at. Because I feel like wherever you find them at, that's where they have the advantage. Because the game was designed for them to fight you right there. So you want to lure them away from where the game is designed for you to fight them. Because now you're taking them out of their element. Like, see this spear guy? He's supposed to fight with that crossbow guy. That's what is supposed to make it somewhat of a challenge. But if you take him away from the crossbow guy, and I haven't, but I'm just saying, for when you do it, it just makes him not as difficult as it would have been. So before we take on the next mini boss, which we're getting close to, the Sword Master, we're gonna go level up, talk to the Shrine Handmaiden in Firelink Shrine, and there's a dog over here, be careful, and get a new weapon, because I don't think I can beat Sword Master with this club and flank shield at all. It'd also be nice to get some armor. There's a video on YouTube, and I can't remember it off the top of the head, where someone actually explains how the armor in Dark Souls 3 works. But basically, even if it's the weakest headpiece you can find, you benefit so much from having any piece of armor on, as opposed to being naked to the point that it's just not worth it. So the other mini boss, the reason we're not going to be taking this left path right here, is because that's where the other mini boss is. So the first thing we're going to do is come on in here to Firelink Shrine, which obviously a throwback to Dark Souls 1. If you notice, in almost all the Dark Souls games, there are always 4 major bosses that you have to beat. In this one, after beating each of those 4 major bosses, you're going to offer their cinders to each one of those thrones. As you can see, one of the Lords of Cinder is already there. And if you don't know the lore for the game, there's videos for that out already. But I'll probably talk about a little bit of it as I play through and give some of my opinions on the lore. I don't think there's a whole lot of lore for this area that I know of, other than the fact that it's just a throwback to the first game. So, without further ado, let's go take our character and make him a little bit more powerful. So first things first.
To make thine acquaintance, Ashen One. I am but a humble handmaid of the shrine. Weapons, armor, trinkets, and spells. I've lots of little things to ease the burden of a weary traveler. And yes, I'm undead too, but not so charitable as to give my goods away.
Understand.
Ashen One, fetch souls and bring them to me. As is thy want? No? Ashen One, if my wares are not to thy satisfaction, bring me umbral ash. With ash, I'll fashion new wares. Is it not our sorry fate to sup on death?
Alright, so we're coming over here first because not only do we need to know what stats we need to hold whatever weapon it is that we're going to choose, we also have to be able to buy said weapon. So apparently we already have the stats to hold everything here except for the scimitar, which is the weapon that I think I want. Which means I've pretty much at this point decided on a dex build. Now, I don't know. I'm so used to doing a strength build, and I'm really doing this to get me out of my comfort zone. Maybe I might even want to throw a little bit of magic in there, like a dex in build, you know, and maybe just go to sharp scimitar. Honestly, you can use any weapon in this game for the duration of the entire game, if you want, if that so pleases you. We could go short sword until we get our hands on the broadsword, and still go strength. Decisions. Okay. I think I'm gonna go out of my comfort zone. I think I'm gonna do like a dex, maybe faith build. I feel like that would really take me out of my comfort zone, because I've dealt with intelligence before. Faith is like the one that I'm like, I never do anything with that. So remember, this is deprived. We can do anything with this character. He is a blank slate. You might want to throw in chainmail too. We need armor. Okay. We're gonna go dex, faith. That is subject to change. But for now, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna need something to cast with as a faith build. So let's grab this talisman as well. Alright. And we're gonna skip on heal aid.
Ashen One, be sure to bring more souls.
Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and beat Swordmaster, and then we're gonna make High Wall of Lothric part 4. I feel like this video is already running a little bit longer than I wanted it to. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So this is actually where you're going to come to level
Welcome
up.
to the bonfire, unkindled one. I am a firekeeper. I tend to the flame, and tend to thee. The lords have left their thrones, and must be delivered to them. To this end, I am at thy side. Ashen One, to be unkindled is to be a vessel for souls. Sovereignless souls will become thy strength. I will show thee how. Ashen One, bring me souls plucked from their vessels. Ashen One, to be unsovereign, I will Ashen One.
Alright.
Very well.
So,
Then touch the darkness within me. Take nourishment from these sovereignless souls.
alright, so how I like to do when I'm leveling up is I usually like to set and look to set everything to about 20. So the main stats we're going to be looking at for this build are Vigor, Attunement, Endurance, Dexterity, and Faith. So that's 5 different stat groups we're going to want to get to 20. That's when I'm going to start feeling comfortable. So we will be at the comfortable spot at about level 50. So the main thing is deciding which stats are most important. So for right now, in order to wield our scimitar, Dexterity is the most important. Because we need to get that to at least 13. So we're just going to get that to the point where we can hold the weapon for now. Next up is we want to have the vitality to wear our equipment. I think we already will at 10. But just in case, do I want to? Now, I think we'll be fine. We'll go ahead and pump the rest into Vigor. Vigor is probably the stat that I'll get to 20 first. And then I will come probably down to Attunement and Faith next. Then finally Endurance. Or I might actually go Vigor, then Endurance, then Attunement, then Faith, and then come back to Dexterity. Because with Dexterity, we just pretty much want to be able to hold our weapon. Okay, so we went up 7 levels there. So, let's go ahead and now we can change our equipment. Get rid of this and that. And throw on this chain armor, which is hideous, and we're going to drop the first chance we get. I'd actually rather be wearing worse armor than continue to wear this. But we're going to need it for the fight coming up, so we're going to go ahead and throw it on. I don't believe I'm going to be using a shield, but I'll put it on just in case. Let's check the sword skill on this. It's a nice little spin move. Okay. I guess I can try and make that work. We're not really going to be using Ashen Flasks until after we've gotten... Probably, you won't see me use any miracles until I've gotten lightning.
As your toil let me see, I am.
And we will come back and look at his dialogue. We'll actually go over the dialogue of everybody in Firelink Shrine, except for the Handmaiden and the Firekeeper who we've already talked to. We'll go over everybody's dialogue after we beat Swordmaster, and then we'll conclude this part. We're also going to explore this section a little bit after defeating Swordmaster. This guy is brutal, so I'm probably going to get my butt kicked a couple times. Especially if you're fighting him at the beginning of the game. He can parry you. He's really fast. He does his sword art a lot. Like right there. That's when he goes in that stance, he's doing his sword skill. So you gotta be really careful. The best way to do this is to actually... Oh, and I thought I was gonna get it. See, it's a good thing we bought that chainmail and upgraded our vigor, because we would have died right there. And I didn't rest at a bonfire, so I didn't get that flask I allotted. The best way to do this is actually to knock him off the edge. And we're dead. And you kind of want to do that at the beginning of the fight. Beating him legitimately can be pretty hard. If you're good at parrying, you can parry him. I'm not. I'm pretty sure you can backstab him if you can roll around and get behind him. That's also difficult for me to do with this particular guy. That, and in Dark Souls 3 there are a couple characters that like stop you from backstab fishing. So this white fog is not actually blocking you from going to the next area. It's doing that because the next area hasn't loaded yet. The area outside of Firelink Shrine. And they're kind of just forcing you to wait until the area is loaded. So just, when you see that white fog, just give it a moment. It'll load up. Always pick your souls back up, even if they were just a couple. Obviously, you drop, once you get to like level 60 or something, you drop 500 souls. You're probably not going to care. Okay, I was wondering what the right trigger for this was. I'm not fought with a scimitar in Dark Souls 3. Like I said, I'm trying to completely and utterly come out of my comfort zone on this one. Ooh, that took a lot of help. I kind of want him to go like sideways, and then there we go. Ugh. I want to knock him off the edge, like that's my goal. I think I've got him in position to do that. Alright, did we get him? We got him. We got him. Alright, so if you beat him like that, because he does actually drop his katana and his armor, what you want to do is just quit. Oops, let's go back and change that. Quit the game and reload it, and his equipment will pop up. That is the best way to beat Swordmaster, in my opinion. You can fight him and try and take him down legitimately. He just does so much damage with each slash. He can cause bleed, as he's using the Uchi Katana, and this is a really great... you can actually pick this weapon up and use it for the entire game. At least that's what I've been told. I've never done it. And we might actually switch weapons. It just really depends on what the stats for the Uchi Katana are. Since we have decided, well, I've decided on Dex build, but that's subject to change. And we're going to switch our armor. Because I actually think the Master's attire looks kind of cool. We're going to take the helm off, because I'm hating it right now. Pretty much not wearing anything right now. But some armor is better than no armor. Alright, so now we're going to explore this area a little bit, and then we're going to check out Uchi Katana. So now we have a better shield, but something tells me we're going to have to deal with these guys first. So let's go ahead and switch our shield. The East-West shield. Wooden shields are light, manageable, and offer relatively high magic absorption. Skill parry. A wooden shield decorated with the ancient symbol of the two-headed eagle, close to a small shield in size. Hey, it's better than what we had. Look at our deprived starting to come up in the world. Come up here, grab another ember. And that looks like that's about all that's in this area. Oh, almost missed that. Get this homeward bone. And now we're going to go back to Firelink Shrine. We're going to check out these stat requirements for Uchi Katana. Off the top of my head, I'm pretty sure you need 16 dexterity. and I believe 11 strength. That's off the top of my head. I might be wrong. No, I know I'm not wrong about the 16
I
dex.
produce the mark to love. Very well. Then touch the darkness within me. Take nourishment.
Oops. I should check the stats first.
Farewell, Ashley the Flame.
It is 16 and 11. So, we're gonna see how close we can get to that, because it's got more range than the scimitar. It's got a better, in my opinion, better sword skill than the scimitar. So, where can we get on dex? So we're gonna be one level off of being able to hold this thing. Obviously we can hold it with two hands if we want to, but we're gonna go ahead and wait.
Farewell, Ashen One.
So now our max level before we're at comfortable is now going to be 56. So we're going to have to throw a stat into strength. But that's okay. I'm fine with that. And now let's talk to the NPCs in Firelink Shrine.
Ah, another one roused from the sleep of death. Well, you're not alone. We unkindled are worthless. Can't even die right. Gives me conniptions. And they'd have us seek the Lords of Cinder and return them to their moulding thrones. But we are talking true legends with the metal to link the fire. They're not fit to lick their boots. Don't you think?
Always talk to an NPC multiple times. Their dialogue does sometimes change.
What a sick joke. Asking us to seek the Lords of Cinder and return them to their moulding thrones. We're talking true legends, those who would link.
There's also another NPC up here. Oh, nope, he's not here. His name is Leonhard. He will actually give you the cracked red-eye orbs. And then, of course, you can talk to this Lord of Cinder, who's the only one that's still in his throne, because look at him. Does he really look like he could have been a boss fight?
All that unkindled, and a seeker of lords. I am Ludleth of Corland. Look not in bewilderment as I say. I linked the fire long ago, becoming the Lord of Cinder. If substantiation be thy want, set thine eyes upon my charred corpse. This sad cadaver, no need to be called. Have a closer look. Knowest thou of our purpose? 5 thrones will take 5 lords as kindling for the linking of the fire. The fast-fading flame must be linked to preserve this world. A reenactment of the first linking of the fire. So it is, I became a Lord of Cinder. I may be but small, but I will die a colossus. Knowest thou of our 5 the Aeons I'm... Now, do not be weary.
Next up, we have a returning character, another returning character from Dark Souls 1, Andre of Astora. His dialogue basically just explains to you how reinforcement and fusion work in this game.
Well, Matt, 'tis good to see thee in good health. What needs smithing this day? Weapons and protection are sturdy enough by and large, but when overused, they'll eventually break. When their durability is low, repair becomes a necessity. Use a powder, or simply rest at a bonfire. but should chance impel them break, bring them me. I'll hammer them back into shape. They take no pleasure in breaking, I assure ye. So handle them with care, if you would. There are two ways to smith weapons. Simple reinforcement is one, and infusion the other. Reinforcement is straightforward. It strengthens a weapon without altering its property. Infusion is a more advanced form of smithing that infuses an element. Reinforcement requires titanite, and infusion requires gems. Bring the stones, and I'll do the smithing. It's my purpose, after all. In battle, your weapons are your only friends. Forge them well, and they won't let you down. Another matter. Infusing weapons with gems requires a special kind of coal. My humble coals won't be any use infusing more unusual gems. I know, it's an awful shame, but it's all I have. Oh, please don't give me that look. Believe it or not, I'm quite thin-skinned. Oh, by the by, if you find any Estus shards, bring them here. They can be used to reinforce either of your Estus flasks. Without those flasks, you want for life or focus. And they'll always stay with you. Why not treat them well? Huh? Weapons and protection are sturdy enough by and large. But when overused, so...
And that is everything that Andre has to say.
I don't want to see my work squandered.
And he has a lot to say. And a lot of what he says is very important. So I'd highly recommend, if you've never played Dark Souls and you don't know anything about how weapon reinforcement of what you can do with weapons. And then a lot of these other places in Firelink Shrine, like these damp caves down here and stuff, are where other NPCs are going to pop up. And we will talk to all the NPCs periodically when we visit Firelink Shrine throughout this playthrough, to see their changing dialogues and kind of get a better idea for the story. I'll probably also make my own lore theories as we go along. One thing I don't know, and I'm kind of curious about, is this guy over here, because I haven't seen a lot of lore on him, because I don't think a lot of people are that interested in him, but I would love to know how he lost his legs. I don't think I've seen anybody else point that out. I'm kind of curious as to where his legs went. So, I will see you guys next time in part 2.